Good morning. Sorry everybody, I know I'm kind of late. Just give me one more minute here to get everything set up, and we'll wait on a couple people to join us. Lainey, I got your bone. All right. Okay, so it's been quite a crazy morning just trying to set up for this. I forgot how much it goes into like setting up, so that's why I'm a little bit late today. Gonna grab my cord here from my iPad. Oh, of course I have the wrong cord. Hey Jess, can you bring me the cord for my iPad if you can find it? Thank you. Alright, I got a couple on there. My phone is really far away from me today just because you got to be able to see all of this. And I'm gonna try to keep up with your comments, however, my iPad cord has gone missing, so I'm not quite sure where I put it. So we'll see. I could even read them on here too, I guess, if I need to. Alright guys, let's see. Let me log on to here on Facebook real quick. There I am. Move this camera up just a little bit. There we go. Hi, Tammy. All right. Is find it. Oh, thank you. Husband to the rescue. He brought me my iPad cord. Alright guys, one more second here and we will start. Okay, that's a lot easier now. Got a little bit of everything here. I need a bigger table today. Oops, wrong side. That's why it's not working. Alright, so let me just click this off here. Okay guys, so if you have used Cricut before, this video is just the really basic, simple stuff, okay? So, you know, I understand if you log on and you're like, I know this stuff, and you log off. I get it. But I figured I'll just start my very first DIY Cricut video extremely simple. That way, if you're interested in buying a Cricut or you've been watching my videos and you see the things that I'm making from it and you're like, hey, that looks really cool, it might be something I'm interested in, this will be kind of a video for you guys to kind of just introduce you to the Cricut and what it is. Alright, let's see. Hi, Michelle. Good morning. Alright. So, I will kind of do step by step. I'm going to introduce you to the Cricut and the tools, the simple stuff, and then I will bring you over here to be closer to my laptop just to kind of show you about the program. Alright guys, so these couple sheets here, this is one of the #1 things you will need when you're doing your Cricut other than the machine. I have the Cricut Maker, which is the newer Cricut. I think came out about a year or so ago, I'm pretty sure. So these here are the 3 main mats. You have your, this is the standard grip. This is the one I use probably the most, okay? And this is for more of like I would use it for your vinyls and your simple stuff like that, okay? This here, the pink one, I have never used. As you can see, it's nice and clean. This one here is for cutting fabric, all right? So this is a really sticky one, and it's to hold fabric down because your machine does cut fabric as well. All right, and my third one, which is my messiest one because they are still sticky, but this is my one that I probably damaged the most, okay? This is your light grip. So this is for like paper, cardstock, anything like that, all right? And as you see, it gets tacky. It is still sticky, and I've probably, as you can see, I'll show you up close here, it still is sticky. I have washed this one several times, and I just washed it about maybe 3 minutes ago. What happens eventually, this is probably over a year old, this mat, so they do hold up pretty well. They just don't look the best after a while. And if you have pets, the pet hair gets on there, which is kind of, it looks disgusting. But you can get a little bit of water and get your squeegee and clean them off, and it still keeps their stickiness. All right, so this is still usable. I'll probably eventually get a new one of these just because it's looking pretty bad, but it's still usable. Definitely still usable. All right, so those are your 3 sheets. Like I said, this is the light grip one. So this is one that I use most for like when I make my little tags for my business and need to have prices and stuff on things. This is what I use to hold my cardstock. The green one is really, it's like a little stickier standard grip. This is what I use for my vinyl. Somebody might use this differently than what I do. If you look them up, they'll give you more of a definition of each mat, but this one here I do use for my vinyls when I'm cutting something to make a sign, just because it's a little bit more stickier and I don't want that vinyl to slide at all, because vinyl's kind of glossy on the other side. So this is why I use this one. And then, like I said, I have not gone and done any fabric stuff yet, but this is the fabric mat, okay? All right, guys, so I'm going to set those aside, and these are just the 12 by 12 mat size. They do have the bigger ones. Let me show you that real quick. All right. So these are the bigger ones, and as you see, I did a project and I didn't clean my mat yet, but these are the bigger ones, okay? And they have the same type of grips. This is just the green. These are the longer ones. If you're doing a huge project, you might want to grab a pack of these, okay? And I'm not sure on prices right now, you guys, so, you know, if you do ask, excuse me, about prices on things, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It's been a year since I bought any Cricut materials, so they do last. My husband actually bought me all of this as a Christmas gift one year, so right now I'm not quite sure how they range. I just know you cannot use usually coupons on Cricut to buy any of their stuff. Cricut is excluded from Michael's coupons, from Joanne Fabrics coupons, and all of that. So that is kind of like a pain, but you can get the off-brand stuff and use a coupon. So if Michael's has their off-brand or Joanne has an off-brand of Cricut tools, you can use your coupon. Sometimes it's better to go off-brand, all right? And it still works the same on the Cricut, all right? So those are the mats there. All right, let's see. Got some comments. Hi, Elizabeth, how are you? All right. So I went, excuse me, I'm losing my voice this morning. I don't know what's going on. But I went over the mats, all right? So I'm going to set those aside. If you guys have any questions on those that you can think of throughout this video, please just comment. I'll get back to you. All right, so the Cricut machine tools, all right? Sit down so my face isn't cut off. These are the scissors. This is what you get in the normal pack. However, I could not find my weeding tool this morning. Like, I've looked everywhere, and I just cleaned up my craft room up here the other day, so I don't know what happened to it, so that is not going to be in this video. I've searched high and low. It was why I was a couple minutes late. I could not find it, so I'll just go over the basic ones. Mind you, I am missing my weeding tool. I will go over that when I find it. I'll post a picture or something. Excuse me. So these are the scissors. You got your tweezers. All right, right there. I'll get up a little bit closer. I'm going to move this up. Oh, gosh. See, you guys, I drop my phone all the time. Every day. I either drop something or don't have something. Today I just have a little bit of everything. All right, there you go. Now you can see me again. Let's see. Sharon, I will be going over blades here in a couple minutes. Yep, as soon as I'm done with the tools, I'll let you know about the blades. All right. Oh, awesome, Elizabeth. Good. Hopefully this helps you. All right, so this is what you get in your little pack here. You get those. You get your little squeegee. And then, like I said, you get your, the little, I guess, like weeding tool is what it's called. And it looks almost like the tweezers, except it's just the stick with the little hook on the end. That's it. Okay. So it's a little stick with a hook on. Like I said, I can't find mine today, unfortunately. I'll find it when I don't need it. It's usually what happens. But you get your scissors, which I like. They come in this cool little case here, and it protects them. So that's really nice. And these scissors are really good scissors. They do seem to cut and hold up. Like I said, I've had this stuff for like over a year. I don't know, guys, if my voice is going to make it through here today. And you have your tweezers, and these are extremely pointy. They are awesome for weeding and stuff. And I'll go over what weeding and everything is here in a little bit. I'm backwards today. I got to remember to come off to this side. All right, so these work really well, and they have a strong grip. So when you grab something, it doesn't let it go. It actually hangs on to it. And then you have your little spatula. All right. And this is nice for, especially when I'm doing my little tags. My tags are probably about that big, okay? And they have J to Gem or J to G on the bottom of them. And so they're kind of hard to get off the mat without tearing them. So if I just pick them up with the tweezers, it kind of rips them. So this little spatula is nice. You just get underneath there and kind of just scrape them off, and it works awesome. So the tools are worth it. If you can find an off-brand for cheaper and get, you know, be able to use a coupon on them, you can do so. Now, I haven't used any off-brand tools, so I'm not quite sure how good they are or how well they hold up, but I'm sure they're all plastic with a little bit of metal. I'm sure they all work kind of the same, okay? And then this is your little squeegee. All right, and this is what you do to place vinyl or to use it with a transfer paper, which I will be showing you later on in this video. All right, and I also use this to clean my my mats too. I use it with a little bit of water. I just put a little bit of water on the mats and just squeegee all my gunk off of them. Okay, so that works for that as well. So, like I said, these are year old and they've held up very, very well. All right, so I'm gonna put everything down here. And now I will go over the blades with you guys, okay? And I have a couple blades that I haven't used yet. So, let me see here. And there's a lot more blades out there than what I have too. So, I only do really a lot of vinyl and cardstock cutting on mine. So if you're more into the fabrics and like wood cutting, because this does cut really, really thin wood as well. I have not tried either of those, which I am going to try both so I can do a video on each one. So this is more of just the easy cutting vinyl, what you get with your machine, how you can use it with just that. So it's pretty much just the basic. All right, you guys, let's see. There they are. Okay, so this here's pretty much your basic blade. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. So it's just the round little tiny blade. This is what I use for all my vinyls. All right, and this is what comes with your machine, I think. All right, like I said, it's been a year ago, so you know what comes with it now might be a little bit different. Let me see here. Hi, Jan. Oh, thanks, Mom. Awesome. Thank you, Sharon. Hi, Liz. Good morning, you guys. It's awesome that you're viewing. All right, so this is just your basic little razor, your basic little, oh my goodness, blade. There you go. So I do buy these a lot. Like I said, I cannot remember prices. I take prices off of things, and I usually buy them when it's like, when Cricut, their own thing, has a sale at Michael's, which is usually like buy one, get one 50% off, and that's when I stock up on stuff. So it just depends. I could probably get everybody a price if they would need a price, but you can just Google it on Michael's or anything. So this little canister is just your regular blades. These are your replacement blades, and I will take them out. When I first bought these, I'm like, that doesn't look like the blade that goes in there. It's because it's covered up by a little plastic protective thing. So you just take that off, and there's your little blade. All right, so that's kind of funny. When you look at Michael's, you're like, oh, I don't know which blade is the one I have. Just go home and look at your blade, and they're all numbered and everything too, so that should help you. All right, so this is just the basic #1 blade, easy replacement. I think they're only a couple bucks for like 3 of them. I don't think it's too bad. But you do get a couple in a little pack here. But I'm pretty sure your machine just comes with one. I'm pretty sure. All right, like I said, it's been a while since I bought one. All right, so I'm just going to put those back in there. Those are my replacement blades, and these last a long time. I notice when I need to switch mine, it actually rips whatever I'm trying to cut. So if you pull your vinyl or your cardstock or whatever you're using and you pull that out of your machine was 100% done with it, and you look at it and it's ripped, that's when you need to replace your little blade on there. Okay, so basic blade, and that's what I'll be using today. It's just that simple blade, okay? This here, let's see, I have so many I forget. I had screenshotted all my information here. Okay, this here's my knife blade, okay? This is more for cutting like the wood. So if you go to Michael's and you go down their little like wood aisle where all their like wooden stuff is that you can paint, there's the real thin wood board, okay? It's like a really thin, I'm trying to think if I have anything sitting around here that is made out of that. I don't think I do. I think it's in one of my bins. So it's the real thin board, all right, and this is what that cuts. So you can make wooden stuff on the Maker. I don't know about the other Cricut machines, but the Maker, I know I can. That's why my husband bought me the Maker, is because it's able to do wooden stuff. So this is the blade you'll use for that. This is a little bit, as you can see, bigger and serious, okay? So this here, like I said, wood and that kind of stuff, which I will later on, maybe a couple weeks from now, I'll either do a video on the fabric eventually and the wood. So until I figure out how to do everything, I don't want to go live with that, but I will do the vinyl today. All right, so I'm going to put that aside. We won't be using that today. And the third blade here is the rotary blade, okay? And this is for your fabrics, okay? And this is what will cut your fabric. So different blade for that kind of stuff. And as you can see, it's just a little wheel, okay? And it's a blade, so, you know, pretty sharp. All right, and you'll use that with your pink little mat for all the fabric stuff, all right? Okay, so like I said, I won't be using those two today. I'm just going to set those aside so I don't lose them. All right. Okay. So I think I went over that kind of stuff. I hope I answered your questions on the blades, Sharon. I hope I did. If you are watching this and you do have another question, just send a comment here and I'll answer it if I can. All right, let's see here. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm going to set this stuff aside here. Put these in there. So I'll need some room. And what I like, I'll show you guys here some things about the Cricut. Maybe. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to get my project up here real quick. My computer has not been working for me 100%, so fingers crossed that it does today. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to bring my phone down here for a minute. All right. Okay. All right, so here is the Cricut Maker, okay? It's just the, let me flip my phone around real quick so you guys can see this. There we go. Okay, so this is the Maker, all right? I got a pretty pink top there, rose gold, all right? I think there's another color too, or just silver. So right in here is where your blades will go, all right? And this is, they're labeled, this is compartment B. Oops, where am I? Hang on, I'm backwards. There you go. Compartment B, all right? Let me flip you guys real quick. I'm going to do a lot of flipping today because I need my phone down and up. Maybe if it'll let me. There we go. Okay, now you guys can read it. All right, so there's compartment B and there's compartment A. Okay, and this is for your pens and stuff, and this is for your blade. So you can kind of tell with this little rotary in here that that's going to run your blade, and the other one does not have that. That's just for your pens. And that's another thing as well. There are different types of pens here, and I'll show you guys. This is the actual Cricut pens. All right, and they can sell them in cases of different colors, or you can just buy, I think, 2 colors. It's kind of like Sharpie. It reminds me of a little bit how they sell them. So just like markers. This here, I label mine because this one's worn. So I use this on like projects that have a thicker line. But the way to put those in, all right, you just take off the cap. Okay. and you have your little pen. Now these here are the thin point pens, as you can see. All right, hold it down there. There you go. So these are the thin. There are different thicknesses of pens that you can get. I don't use pens very well, or that much I should say, just because I don't do a lot of drawing stuff. I use my Cricut more for the vinyl and cutting. So I don't really use these unless a project calls for them or I'm doing something a little different than I usually do. So to insert those, you just open up this little latch here, okay? And this kind of releases that. And you'll put your little pen, there's a little arrow on your pen. And you do have to kind of push a little bit. So don't be afraid to push, you'll hear that click. And then you just shut that, okay? And that's holding your pen. All right, and you can do any color that you want. All right, I have not used about like any of these. I've used, I think, this gray one, the green, and the black. And you can tell the rest of them are kind of like untouched. And that's been like a year. So that's how you insert the pen there. And your machine will tell you what you need. So like if you do pick something that you're drawing, you kind of already have that in mind. But your machine will tell you like insert pen or insert rotary blade. It'll tell you, okay? So I'm going to take that out, and it just opens up, and you do have to kind of pull that a little bit. All right, and I'm just going to put that back because we do not need that, but that's how the pens go in there. Really easy, nice and easy to switch in and out. All right, so the blade, all right. And I will show you here with one of the other ones just because I have lids on them, just so you guys kind of understand. Because when I first did this, I'm like, I'm not sure what I take off. I don't understand this. All right. So you have your little cap at the bottom here, that clear little cap. This actually comes off. All right. You don't want to put that in there with that on. So this is my wood carving blade. All right. So I'm just going to put that in there. So that is compartment B. All right. Where that little rotary is, it has to match that little rotary. They have to turn. Okay. So I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to close that little gray door and bring the latch over. Sorry, I'm struggling. Let me use my other hand here. Oops. Maybe. I'm struggling today. I need to figure out a different method here. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to push that closed, okay? And it's pretty strong, so don't be afraid to push. I know when I first did it, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to break this, but it's made for that. And then I always just close this door too. That way, when it's working and moving and cutting, it's not getting caught on anything, okay? So that's how you insert the blades. I'm just going to change this one out, and to do that you just open it up, okay, and it'll open for you, and take that out, and I'm going to put this one in. It's because this is the one I need to use. And this is just my basic first little blade, okay, that I'm going to be using to cut vinyl today. All right. So that's how you install those two things. Pretty easy, not hard at all. All right. And like I said, your Cricut, it'll tell you what you need to cut. So if I upload vinyl and I have nothing in here, it'll tell me before it starts even trying to cut. It'll stop on my computer and say insert whatever blade and tell me what blade I need. And then that'll tell me exactly where I need it. All right. So kind of like a printer. This is like kind of the ink, where the ink would go. All right. Okay, guys. And then I do like this also. This is just a little compartment for all your tools and stuff. Like, you know, they do have this little thing over here, but of course your stuff all doesn't fit in there at once. Okay. You can hold it, but that's where I usually keep my scissors, and my squeegee usually goes in here. So I keep my extra blades and everything in there too. It's nice. All right. And it closes, and that's also your base, kind of like a printer. Okay. And then you do have this up here too, and I usually put my mat in there in between cuts. So if I'm cutting more than one vinyl and I'm weed eating, and I'll get my other one set up and I'll set it in here so it's ready to go. So that's kind of nice. It has a little holder there, and as you see, it's pretty deep. So you can put one of those sheets into there. All right. Okay, you guys, let's see. All right, so I am going to flip you, or actually, no, I'm going to take you over here to my computer screen. So hopefully you guys can see this okay. This is the Cricut design space. All right, so it's pretty neat. I was subscribing to Cricut for a while there, and I didn't really have and I hate to say this because I love my Cricut, like I love what it does, I love the projects that I do with it, and everything as far as the machine and the quality of it is awesome, like awesome. However, their system I don't like, I don't care for. I feel like it doesn't allow you to do much. And if you're somebody who doesn't just get things like this, it is kind of hard to navigate, to figure things out. It does kind of, when I was using it for my wedding and I was paying, I think it was $10.99 a month, which I did not mind paying because I needed to use it for my wedding because I was using it for more like detailed stuff that I actually needed to purchase from Cricut. So honestly, I even sent them an email. I was kind of ticked. The one day I logged on and it had deleted all of my stuff. So I had all my invitations on there because I made them. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice again. I had all my invitations on there. I had all of my save the dates. I had designed everything months and months before. And I had logged on the one day in order to print off my like my main sheet of my invitations that I designed on there to take to the store and to print them off, and it had deleted everything. So I was not happy. Paying $10.99 for a system and having it delete everything was not fun. So I was kind of ticked about that, and after my wedding I did cancel my membership on there. So you can still use the Cricut work design space without a membership. Okay, so that was my question, because I'm thinking, you know, before my husband even bought me this machine, I was kind of like, okay, you know, do I really want to pay a lot of money for this machine and then have to pay $10.99 a month on top of that in order just to use it? To me, that didn't seem fair. So he did a little research and figured out that you can still use the design space for free. Along with your Cricut. You just can't, there's things on it that you can't use. It's limited. So it's like buying an app on your phone, not buying an app, but downloading a free app on your phone, and you can only use so much until you have to upgrade. So it's kind of like that. So if you are just doing simple stuff on your Cricut and you make your own designs and you upload your own images, and it does have some text, the text that's free, I'll show you guys here. If you go to the little text button over here, okay, and they do give you like templates. I'll just go down through all these actually. So I am right now on my new canvas. If you go to templates, it gives you all this kind of cool stuff that you can do, all right? And all these templates and stuff usually are part of the premium Cricut thing. So this is what you do have to pay for to use, okay? And I'm sure if you type in here like free, I'm sure there is some stuff. I'll just do that. I just typed in there free. Oh, nope, it did not come up with anything. Okay, so I'm going to X out of there. But there are projects like that other people have made. A lot of it is masks now. And I'm sure you can use some of this stuff for free. I don't really use a lot of it, so that's kind of why I canceled my membership. Just because I did not use a lot of it. So on here, here's a good thing. These are all free. Okay, so I can use any of these images, and that's just on the picture, little picture button over there. And all these images are free for me to use. Now, if I go down a little bit further, they're 99 cents for some. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to get, if you are somebody who does this all the time, every single day, it's worth subscribing to. But like I said, I just have had problems with their like design space download and stuff. So I just stopped with my subscription. Oh my goodness, I can't even talk. And I just create all my own images. I have Photoshop and everything. So I create all my own images and then I just upload them to Cricut. So it's a little different for me because I can do that kind of stuff. But for somebody who isn't that into it, if you just kind of want the images there to select and put on your Cricut, that's up to you. Okay, like I said though, they do have some free stuff. All right, so over here with the text. Now, Cricut has a million different texts. So that is a plus side of having a subscription to the Cricut thing. But for me, I use pretty much basic text, plus I have Photoshop. So I have all that text on Photoshop, and usually I will just type whatever I'm doing on Photoshop and transfer it into my Cricut design space, which is a whole different realm of creation. So I'm not going to get too into that. But the text, if I click on here and say I type something, we'll just do hello. I will make this real big so you guys don't have any problem seeing it. So I'm going to go up here, and you can adjust the font size, you can adjust the letter spacing, which means the spaces in between the letters there, okay? You can adjust line spacing, you can center it, just kind of like your Word program, and you can curve it as well. All right, so you can just pick that and curve, and this is all free here. All right, so I'm just going over that, curving it. All right, there you go. I'm just going to stick it right back. Okay, so it's still kind of curved, but you guys get the idea. So I'm going to click on it again, and I'll show you what font you get. So if you log into your Word on your computer, your Word program, the fonts that pop up on Word are what you're going to get for free on Cricut. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to System, and this is your free fonts. Okay, so this is everything. If you go down and look at all your fonts on your Word program or on like Paint, that's all the fonts you're getting, which are pretty many actually. And I have not, you know, I mean, there's a couple projects that I work on that I'm like, oh, should I just get that 1 month Cricut subscription so I can get this font? That's up to you. But honestly, there's pretty many on here. Okay, these are all the free ones. It's underneath the System. Okay, Cricut right here. This is all the ones that you can download and subscribe for. Okay, and over here are their prices. So they range. All right, the $4.99 for just a simple font, or you could do the subscription. Okay, so like I said, that's up to you guys. You know, if this is all you do, and this, you know, you don't do too much of the crafting stuff, this is your main focus is just on Cricut, then it's worth the subscription. But like for me, I do a lot of my own design on Photoshop and everything. So this, for me to pay $10.99 was not worth it for me, because I just upload my own stuff on here. All right, and you can upload, and they actually have shapes here. Let me go through that one so I don't skip it. And you can like put shapes on here and all that kind of stuff. And then you can also upload your own designs. All right, and a lot of these are stuff that I just made on my Photoshop with shapes. Actually, this one here I made on here with just the shapes. Okay, so you can do it. There is still a lot to do. So, all right. So I am going to actually use one of these. All right, I'm just going to go down here, and I need to see view all. You guys get a lovely view of my computer screen. You know what my computer looks like now. All right, let's see. So today I am going to, let's see if I can find it. It's in one of these. I do a lot of random stuff, as you guys can tell. I did have a project on here that I wanted to do today. I don't know where it's at. Thought it was right in there. I don't know. Hopefully it did not delete it. Okay, maybe it's actually, hang on, I lied. I have it under here. Let me go back here. So these are all my projects that I have started. And it does save everything to the cloud, which that's one thing that I do like about this program, is that when you log off, you don't have to worry about your computer crashing, because my computer had literally just crashed the other day and I lost everything on it. So all of my stuff was saved because it's on the internet. So that is very, very nice. So this is an image that I made on Photoshop that I transferred over. Okay. And actually, let me go over that kind of stuff with you guys, because that is something that you'll need to know. So let me think what I can use here. My computer's like all new, so just bear with me for a second. We had to reboot it. Let me see here. I'm just gonna pull an image off of my site here. One that'll be easy to use, hopefully, if I can find one. I might not be able to find one. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find one that's going to be easy enough. Okay, so let me just go into Word or something like it. Paint, maybe. Let me see. Or maybe not. Maybe it all booted. Alright guys, give me 1 second here, I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm just going to use this. This is what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm just going to zoom into my page here real quick, and I'm just going to screenshot. Oops. You can see Devin's name on there. It's my sister's fiance. Sorry, Devin. I'm promoting your name over here. Alright, so I'm just going to screenshot. I'm just going to use my Junk to Gems. So I'm just going to screenshot my computer screen just so I can show you guys how I kind of do this. And I'm going to open that with Paint if I can find it. I don't even know. My computer's so messed up right now. Oops, now I'm video chatting. That's not what I wanted to do. Nope, that's not it. I don't think my Photoshop's on here or anything. Sorry guys, hang on 1 second. Have any pictures on here I can use? Okay, I'm just going to use this. This should at least give you an idea. All right, so I'm just going to go back to my Cricut. All right, so say I'm uploading a picture, okay? So say I just made something on my Photoshop and I want to use it on Cricut and get it to cut out. So I'm just going to go to Upload Image. I'm going to go over here to Browse. I'm going to go to Pictures, select whatever picture. I'm just using my picture from yesterday. I will not be using this to make anything. I'm just needed something to show you. So over here is where you're going to, this is an important step because this is what Cricut kind of doesn't go through with you too well. When I first started using Cricut, I was like so confused. So I didn't understand the difference between a cut and a print image, and it was just really confusing. So right now I want to cut this image. Okay, so when I stick it in my Cricut and I am expecting it to just cut out the shape of something. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pick complex because this is pretty complex image. Okay, I'm going to go down here to continue. Okay, so there's my image. So now I'm going to select everything I do not want it to cut. All right, and I'm going to actually crop this just to make it so I don't have to do this whole image. All right, and it'll just be a little bit easier. So let me see here. What can I select? It's going to cut this jug out here. So say I want this jug to be cut out. All right, so I'm going to just select everything around it. I'm going to go up to this little tool. So you have your little select and erase, and then you have your little eraser, and then you have your crop. So I'm going to go to the select and erase, and I'm just going to select areas that I don't want it to cut. All right, and you see it gives you that background behind there. And like I said, this is not the best image for me to be doing this with. It's just one that I had on my computer right now because all of my stuff is deleted, of course, when I need to do something like this. So as you can see, it's selecting everything that I don't want behind it and I don't want it to cut. Okay, so after you selected it, you can use that, and then you can go back over here and get this eraser and pick the size of the eraser. Oops, sorry guys. The size of the eraser that you would like. So that's a pretty big eraser. I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to clean all that up. Okay, so this pretty much just cuts out your picture. All right, and I'm just going to kind of do a quick job here. It's not perfect, don't judge me. Just to show you guys how to save it as a cut image instead of a print. So going over all this here, up and over, just taking all that stuff out of the background. This is a terrible cutting job on here. And it's user, it's not the Cricut It's just me. All right. So now that I kind of got my shape and that's all done there, this is going to save the next step as a, oops, maybe. Let me get a little bit of a little eraser just to get up to the top here so it doesn't include that. Okay. So there's my little jug. All right. It's all ready to be printed or cut. So I'm going to go over here and I am going to go to continue. Okay, after you have all your selective. So this is where you want to either save it as a print and then a cut, or if you just want to cut out the shape of this and stick it on something. Okay, so then this is where you'll pick save as a cut image. And this is usually what I do. I don't do a lot of printing unless I'm making something that needs to be printed out. Like my invitations for my wedding, I save them as a print and then cut. Okay, so I just want the shape of this because this is, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on something in vinyl. Okay, so I'm going to select just the cut and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to save. Okay, so then here it is on my little image upload dashboard along with all my other ones. And in order to put that image on there, I'm just going to click on it. And I'm going to go down here to insert image. This will take you over to your canvas. Okay. So then that way you have your little text that says hello, and then you have your little sloppy cutout bottle that I did a horrible job on, but you guys get it, right? And then you have your little image. So after that, say you're ready to print, you sized everything, you measured everything. And you can also go over here for measuring and everything. You can go into your, let me see here, your little bar here, and you can go to settings. As of right now, there's no grid lines, but there's a setting, and you can do either full grid, and that'll kind of lead you into all that, or you can do partial grid, which is just the big squares. That's kind of what your mats look like. All right, so I'm going to do full grid just to show you guys. And there's other settings on there too. So I'm done with that. So that's what I want to do as a cut image. And then I'll just usually go over here to make it, and then it sets up everything. So this is not, of course, what I want to print out today. So I'm just going to delete this off of here. And I'm going to upload the image that I want to print. I just wanted to show you guys how that kind of worked. So I'm going to go over here to my projects. It's uploading. It's taking its good old time. I'm going to go into this actually. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to go down and I'm going to pick my project, which is this welcome here. I'm just going to select that and I'm going to actually hit customize. Okay, so it'll pop up on here. So now this is where I need to make sure, I'm going to put you guys back up on my board. So right now it's on my canvas. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys back up here. Maybe. Hang on, let me flip my screen. Hello. And let me just do this. Okay, good. All right, I'll put you guys back up there. Sorry for all the movement. All right. So I have my image set up on my screen over here. It's all ready. Okay, so now I'm going to bring over my board because I am going to actually make something today. All right. So I have this beautiful little cabinet door. Isn't that really cute? That I kind of just put a black chalk paint over this morning just so I had something to use for this video. All right. So I'm going to set that down on my table. And I'm going to measure here, and I love the fabric measuring tapes. I don't like normal ones, so I use these a lot, okay? So I'm just going to kind of measure. You want to make sure you are doing the right size vinyl because you don't want to waste your vinyl and you don't want it to be too big or too small for what you're making. So I'm just going to measure here to make sure that it's exactly what I need. I'm going to make it about 10 inches. That way I have some wiggle room here in between, okay? So I just need it 10 inches. All right, so there is a difference between vinyl also. All right, there is tons of vinyl. So I'm not going to sit here and go through like all billions of vinyl and types of vinyl. But kind that I use the most, I'm just going to skew you guys up here. Oops, hang on. My phone is falling again. I ordered a new stand for my phone, so you guys won't have to fall all the time. That'll be nice, right? Something to look forward to. All right, so vinyl. This here, there is two different main kinds that you do want to watch when you're buying. So if you want your vinyl to be stuck to something and never removed and you want it there forever, you want to do the permanent. And they are all labeled at the top. So this is just your permanent premium vinyl, okay? And you can get either glossy or matte, does not matter, whatever you're doing. And this is your removable. So this is removable. So it's when you stick it on something, you can take it off if you need to, okay? So there's two different kinds. I'm just going to use removable because that's what I have laying around and I have a piece of right now. All right, so I'm going to move this back down. Hopefully I'm not missing any comments. I've been trying to watch. Okay, so you guys can kind of see my stuff here. All right, so this is where I want to stick my vinyl decal, is right on here. All right, so I'm going to set this aside real quick. And I have my computer screen already. I'm just going to resize my image on here. And I'm just going to go up to height, and I'm going to click on 10 and enter. And it'll take my image down to that. All right, so now you're going to need your piece of vinyl. All right, so you can get that. And I'm just going to get my standard grip. All right, or actually, yeah, standard. And I'm going to put this on there pretty evenly. It's actually not that hard. With a bigger piece, it's a little harder. Okay, that should reach down to there, so that's good. Actually, I'm going to do it this way so I have enough room. This is just my scrap piece of vinyl here. Had it laying around. Okay, so I lined that up pretty good, and I'm just going to get my squeegee. Sorry guys, I know you're either going to see my face or the project, so the project's more important. All right, so I'm just going to squeegee that on there, making sure there's no air bubbles or anything on there. That way the blade is not getting caught on there. So it looks good. Okay, and I didn't put that on there perfectly. This side, of course, is not cut straight. I just made sure it was on there enough that it has enough room to be printed. All right, a piece of tape underneath here. There we go. All right, so that's squeegeed on. So now I just want to make sure that my machine is on, which is lit up already, so we're good to go. All right. Let's see. Hi, Tammy. I have the Cricut Maker. So this stuff that I'm going over today is the Cricut Maker. There are a couple different kinds of Cricuts. I have not had any yet. This is my first one. So my husband kind of did all the research on them and got me this one. This one cuts wood, fabric, everything. So this is kind of why he went with this one. I don't know too much more about the other ones. If you're looking to just do vinyl stuff, there might be an older one. If you just want it to cut vinyl and that's it, you might be able to get a cheaper one that's a couple years old. I'm not quite sure, but this one here, this one cuts everything. Other than metal. I don't think it cuts metal. I don't think they do that yet. All right, so I have my mat with my vinyl on it. Let's see. Oh, awesome. That's what you're looking for. Good. Yeah, this is the Cricut Maker. You can look that up. It's, I'm sure Michael's, anywhere like that. Joanne Fabrics has them too. But yeah, the Maker. And I love mine. I love my machine. So it works awesome. I haven't had any issues with it. And I can't complain about the machine itself. So that's good. All right. So if you think of any other questions, let me know. Sorry guys, I had to plug you in. My phone was dying. Okay. All right. Just let me know, Tammy, if you have any other questions. I'll try to answer them for you. All right. Okay. So I got my little mat, and I always put the Cricut top up in the machine first. So, I mean, it doesn't matter which way you do it, but it prints from this side. So like you're writing. Okay. So I'm going to load that into the machine, all right? That's in there. There's little clasps on the side of here that just hold your paper in place, your board in place, okay? So I'm going to go over and I'm just going to hit Make It on my screen. And it'll come up just showing me exactly where that's printing out on my map. Kind of gives you an exact image of where it's supposed to be, what lines it's gonna show, and everything. So it prints down to about 10, a little over 10, which my mat goes the whole way down to 12, so I'm safe on that. And width-wise, it goes to 3, which just goes to 10, so I have lots of room to work with. All right, so I'm just going to go to continue. And right now it's just, I have the USB cord because my computer was not working for me earlier, so I have it plugged in so I wouldn't have any issues. All right, and now you can select your material. Let me bring you guys down here just so I can show you this part of it too. All right, so selecting your material, there is tons of different materials on Cricut. These are just the ones that I use the most, okay? So I am just going to, I use cardstock. There's different sizes of cardstock on here, but I am just going to go to vinyl. All right, I'm just cutting a piece of vinyl, and this is Cricut vinyl. So my pressure is default. It's just the automatic setting that it needs to cut vinyl. Here's where it's going to tell you, hopefully you guys can see this, what blade you need and what you need to do next. So it tells you everything. This part of this system is really nice. After you have everything loaded, it goes really smoothly. All right, so load tools, which I have, no pen required. That's your A clamp. That's what I went over earlier. Your B clamp is just your basic blade. So that's what I have in there. This is where it'll tell you what kind of blade you need to load. And of course, this is blinking over here already for me. It is telling me, if you guys, oops, if you guys can see it, blinking, maybe. I have you on backwards here. There we go. You can see it. So this is blinking and it's telling me it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and push that. And as you guys can see, it's going to start cutting. So right now what it's doing, oops, sorry. And then you just hit this. This is your little start. It'll tell you, okay? And that's your go button. So right now it is starting to print. It's lining it up, making sure it's sensing the mat. Oops, maybe. There we go. Oh, hang on. Sorry guys, I bumped this. Let me turn my phone around so I can kind of watch this at the same time. Okay. There we go. That's better. All right. I'm just going to do that over again because I bumped my mat. Okay. Okay. So it's just showing me again. I'm ready to do this. And I bumped it. So it's going to take that in. It's lining it up right now. Okay. And then it's telling me, hey, I'm ready to go. So I'm just going to hit that. My computer is processing it. And it's actually going to start cutting. Okay. I'll just let you guys watch that. It's pretty neat. Hi, Kathy. So right now we're just going over some basic Cricut stuff. I'm just teaching you guys kind of a little bit about the system and what it can all do. So right now it's just cutting my simple vinyl here. I have it on my computer screen. It'll tell you how far it is done with it. Right now it's at 3%. Let me flip this around so you guys aren't backwards. Oops. There we go. All right. So it's just cutting all my cool little things out, my cool little design that I have on here. If you guys look really closely, you might not be able to see it yet because it's in black, but it says welcome. Okay. And it's cutting that out. So it's pretty neat. I should have probably picked something a little bit faster. I didn't really think that over too well. All right, I'm going to flip you guys around to me here. If you have any other questions, I can answer them. Let's see. There you are. All right. So yeah, everything with the Cricut is pretty cool. It just depends on, you know, there's so many different things out there now with Cricut that you can do, possibilities and everything, and I haven't used it yet for the fabric or for the wood, and I'm hoping to do that maybe for videos. We'll see if I have enough interest in this type of thing, which I think I will. But yeah, I'll try to go over as much as I can. If you guys have any, you know, crafts that you want done on the Cricut and you're just not sure how to do it, I will figure out how to do it and I will go live with it. I love to figure out that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, today's video, like I said, was just basic, kind of just telling you like, hey, this is how you use it. This is what tools you kind of need with it and everything. So, you know, it's a pretty neat thing, especially if you like to make signs and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Kathy, you can. You can make decals for clothes. Yes, I have made shirts before. My husband's friend had a baby and we actually made a little onesie for it. It was so cute. But yeah, there's different vinyl that you can buy. It's iron-on vinyl. And that's actually how I make my pillows, which I can take you guys over here and show you some of those, why that's printing. Don't mind my living room slash workspace. All right, so this is my pillow that I made for my pap. Well, for me, for my pap. Let me flip this around. And, oops, not upside down. So this is a pillow. When my pap had passed, I made each one of these for my family members. This is just stuff he said, and then that's what he called us. He had nicknames for all of us. But yeah, you can make vinyl for on material. So this is the iron-on vinyl. It's really cool. And I'll do a video. I'll be doing that on Mother's Day. I am going to be making and showing you guys how to make pillows like this that just has a little saying about mothers on. So I'll be doing that. Yes, it's really cool. So if you like to do a lot of fabric stuff, yeah, there's a lot of iron-on vinyl. Now, I never washed anything that I did the vinyl on because, I mean, that pillow it's going to be kind of just spot cleaning, if anything, because I don't use it. It's just decorative. But shirts and stuff, they do have on each vinyl thing, they tell you like it'll last so many washes. Now, if that's true, I don't know. I never really washed anything that I use vinyl on. So it just depends. I'm sure, you know, it depends on what kind of vinyl you're using and what brand too. So, but I know they'll probably, like, you know, if you make a t-shirt and, excuse me, and you make it like for an event, it'll be fine. Now, if you're making a t-shirt that you're going to wear every day and you're washing it all the time, it probably won't last forever. Okay, I would think not. All right. I'm trying to think what else I made with vinyl just to give you guys an idea. Let me see. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff around here that I have. I just can't think of anything right now. Let's see. I know I have a lot of crap. I bet I have some in here. While that's printing, I might as well show you guys some stuff, right? Okay. I don't think this is anything that I had for that. I have like my own little stuff that goes to the store that I have stuff at, so I'm going through all that. I know I made a lot of stuff for my wedding with the vinyl. Oh, that's something I can show you guys. I'll take you downstairs. Okay. So this is turning into like a tour of my house, sorry. Don't mind any messes that you may see. Okay, so this is my beautiful little kitchen. This is actually the doors that I had gotten out of somebody's trash one day on junk day. And this is just an example of what Cricut can do, okay? If you have time and energy, all right? So on here, this is our table setting. We did the two big doors that I picked up out of somebody's trash. I repainted them and made them real pretty, put burlap behind them, and then I did all the table stuff with everybody's names, okay? So this was a lot of work, but my Cricut helped me with it all, and my husband. If it wasn't for my husband, I wouldn't have had all this done. He's awesome. So this is the door that we did from Cricut, all vinyl, okay? So it's pretty neat, all right? It does do a really good job. It's just, if you're doing something that detailed with the small print, it gets to be a lot. But yep, that's what it looks like. Goes the whole way down to the floor. It's pretty neat. Let's see. Have you said Show us the mug. The mugs. I'm not quite sure what that is. Let's see. Let's see. Decals. Oh, I love that. Let's see. Oh, okay, got you. I see what you're talking about. My husband, actually. Okay, gotcha. I understand. Thank you, honey. He's around here hiding. He keeps running from me because he knows I have the video camera out. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to remember. I think they're upstairs. All right. Now I know what you're talking about. Took me a couple seconds there. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. All right, so going back upstairs here. My phone might die on me. All right, so our mugs, I think he has them over here. Yes, they are. Okay, so with the Cricut, we also made stencils out of vinyl. Okay, and this might be a project that I might be doing later too. And I will just show you guys these. Is this mine? Yes, this is mine. Okay, I have them over here sitting on our little cabinet. All right, let me take them over here. All right, so these are what we used, and I might be doing a video later on this also, like I said. So we got the Cricut machine, and for each one of my bridesmaids and each one of our groomsmen, we made beer mugs, okay, and I did wine glasses for my girls. All right, so what we did was we got the Cricut to print out stencils, and we stuck the vinyl stencil onto the glass mug, and we used etching and filled in the stencil, and then you take that off and you wash it off, and it etches the glass. So it looks really cool. That's his, that's mine, and it has bride on the other side. But yeah, it's cool. We just used the etch, made the stencils and did that, and I'll do a video on that later. That's more detailed. But while that's printing, I just figured I'd show you guys this. But it's really neat. There's endless things you can do with it. It is just amazing. So many different things. But that's how I made the mugs. I was like, mugs? What mugs is everybody talking about? I thought maybe I passed something in my kitchen, and I'm like, I don't think I made any coffee mugs. I forget what I make though. I've had a billion things that I've made. Thank you, Kathy. All right, so back to my little Cricut machine here. It is still cutting out all of that. We are 92%, so we are really close. Just hang in there with me for a couple more minutes here. And then all I'm going to do to finish up this video is show you guys how to use transfer paper and place the image, the vinyl image, on whatever you're placing it on. So it's pretty simple after that. I know it's a longer video, sorry, but hopefully I can answer some questions for you guys. You're welcome. My husband. Someday I'll get him to show his face on here. He shows it every once in a while. It's rare. It's very rare. He runs from me. Anytime he sees me getting up with the camera, he like goes and hides. He's camera shy. All right, I'm just going to tote you guys back down there because I will need to show you how to place this vinyl. All right, so while that's finishing up, you will need transfer paper, okay? This stuff is awesome, all right? If you remember using this, I know when I was little, my mom used to use it and make placemats with leaves in them. I don't know if you guys ever did that, but it's almost like that kind of stuff, okay? Almost like the laminating stuff, but this is just transfer paper. I think there might be a little bit of a difference, okay? So it shows you it has grid on the back and then it's clear in the front. So this is done. I'm just going to press my button here so it releases. And it looks pretty good. So I'm going to weed this out. Hopefully you guys can see, okay? Let me bring my stand a little bit closer. I have a makeshift stand right now for my phone because, you know, my holder broke and I had to order a new one. Okay, so I'm getting a really cool phone holder extension arm. You guys will be so impressed with me pretty soon. I cannot wait until it's here. All right, so I lost my weeding tool, so I am just going to use my X-Acto knife. Okay, it's gonna pretty much do the same thing. The weeding tool is just like a little rod with a hook at the end. Okay, so this will pretty much do the same thing here for me, and it's hard to see, so I'm going to kind of start here, and then once I start, you guys will kind of see where I'm going with this. All right. So I'm peeling off, which is weeding, all of the stuff I do not want to stick on my board. All right, it's just outlined. So I'm taking this off, and I save these. I put them back on the sheet after I'm done, and I use them for stencils. That way you're not wasting everything. You're still able to use stuff. So I'm just going to stick that on my Cricut machine right there just to keep it safe. And I'm going to peel this off of here because I do need to cut this. I don't want to waste all this vinyl. Just bear with me, peeling that off. And as you see, this mat's pretty strong. I have probably cleaned it off about 20 times with water, and it's still very strong. So I'm going to stick my mat over here in my little mat slot. Okay. And now I'm going to get my little scissors. Let's see here. I have some comments. Oh, that's awesome, Kathy. Yeah, definitely. Definitely do that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut this because I don't need all this vinyl on here, and I don't want to waste it all. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I'm going to put that in my little scrap pile, and I'm going to peel off. Cut this off too. I might be able to use it. I salvage anything I can. And I'm going to peel off the outer edge of this because I don't need it. Okay, and then I have my little piece of vinyl there that I'm going to use. Okay, so this is called weeding. All right. And the vinyl rolls, they're pretty cheap. They're not too bad, and you can make a lot out of them. I think they're like 11, 12 bucks, and you get a lot. So it's worth it. All right, and this here, I'm just going to peel off my middle of my O here. These little things are everywhere. They're in my hair sometimes. Okay, so there's my vinyl decal that I want to actually put on my board. Okay. Okay, so now you're going to need to cut your transfer paper. All right, and you just need a size that's going to work with that. So I'm just kind of sizing this up, seeing where I need to cut it. Okay, so about that line. And I'm just going to cut straight down. That looks pretty good. And you can reuse your transfer paper. I reuse pieces of mine until they're not usable anymore. So a big roll of this has lasted me over a year. And they don't have to be perfectly cut. I don't measure. I'm terrible with the measuring thing. Just so it'll cover that is what you need. So now you're just going to take off your backing of your transfer paper. Maybe if I can get this off of here. I'm going to plug you guys in because my phone might die. Give me 1 second here. My phone's been dying sooner and sooner. I'm thinking it's going to be about time to get a new one. All right, so I'm just peeling the backing off my transfer paper. It's the clear paper. All right, peeling that off. I'm going to keep my backing so I can reuse this someday. And I'm going to, you want to make sure there's nothing stuck on here. There we go. All right, get your clear transfer paper, sticky side. Okay. And you're going to place that sticky side on your image, all right? And then you're going to get your little squeegee, and you're going to squeegee that image onto the transfer paper. And that paper is going to literally transfer it, okay? So I'm just squeegeeing that. And then you're going to pick that up, and you're going to peel off that image onto your clear transfer paper, and very slowly, because you don't want to leave anything behind. You don't want to cause anything to move, so you're just going to lightly do that. There we go. I'm going to keep this because I'm going to put my little welcome. I'm going to do that right now before I destroy it. I'm going to put my little welcome back on there because I am going to use it later as a stencil. And I'm just going to put my little O, the middle of my little O there, so I can use that later. Okay, so I have that for a stencil or for another design later on. Okay, so now I have my little welcome, and I'm going to get my little board here. that fell on the floor. And this is how I'm going to place this on here. So I want it kind of in the middle. And what I like about transfer paper is if you stick it down, you're like, I don't like where that's at, you can pick it up and move it. So don't freak out when you're first doing this. Don't be like, oh, I have one chance and that's it. Not really. You can pick it up and move it. Now with the permanent vinyl, I don't think you can do that as much. You might be able to get 1 or 2 moves out of it, but just kind of eyeball it. Let me see here. I'm eyeballing it, trying to keep it so you guys can see it too though, so don't judge me if I don't get this on here straight. Good. That looks pretty good. And I'm just going to smooth that out. Let me hold it up and look at it. Looks good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get my little thing here. I'm going to go right over that because now I'm pressing that sticky side of my vinyl on there. Now, transfer paper is pretty clear. So, it's up to you guys if you want to leave it on or not. I left it on all my doors when I did my seating chart just so letters wouldn't go missing before I got it to my reception. So that's up to you guys. You can leave it on there. You don't really see it. It's glossy. That's about it. That's the only thing that makes it different, but this board's glossy anyway. This I'll probably leave on here until, because this is one of my things that I'll probably be taking to the store, and I just don't want to lose any letters. But just to do that, you can take this off of here, and I'll just put mine back on. But you just slowly peel, and letters and stuff can get stuck to this, so just make sure you're very careful. You're squeegeeing as you go here. You might have to actually grab a little piece of your letter and just kind of pull it down, making sure nothing's getting caught in there. Okay, I'll just take this off and put it back on. So I'm just going to keep pulling, making sure all my letters and everything are sticking. Okay, and this is just taking off that clear cover. Very good. It's looking awesome. And this leaves your decal behind. Now, if you're making clothes, this is a little bit different. The iron-on stuff's different, which I will be going over on Mother's Day project, which I'll be posting the schedule to that soon too. All right, so there is your little welcome sign, and there's your clear transfer paper that you can use on other stuff. All right, I'm just going to put mine back on here just so none of the letters fall off before I get it to where it needs to go. So I'm just going to put that, actually, you know what? So you guys can see this a little bit better. There you go. But that's your vinyl, okay? That's how you use the Cricut with the vinyl. It's pretty neat, right? Pretty. Turned out pretty cool. Good for a quick project. So really it didn't take me long to do that. Once I had, the hardest part on Cricut is designing what you want. That's going to take you the longest. Printing it out and everything goes pretty quickly. All right, so guys, I hope I answered all your questions and everything that you might have had today. Good morning, Janice. How are you? But yeah, I did the Cricut today, Janice. You are more than welcome to go back and rewatch the video if you would like. I just went over the basics, the very basics with Cricut. Kind of, you know, if you're interested in getting Cricut or anything, you can watch this video first. It might kind of help you determine whether you want one or if you need one or if it's going to be worth getting one, because they're not too cheap. All right. Yeah, no problem, Elizabeth. I'm glad I could help. Hopefully I answered questions for you guys, you know, or if you're kind of in between wanting to get one or not knowing how to use one. Aww. Yes, Tammy, I will, Mom. My mother-in-law's telling me to go eat. Which I will be doing. But thank you guys so much for viewing. I really, really appreciate it. I know today was kind of a long video, and I know, you know, if you don't like Cricut or not interested, it might have been a useless video for you. But for the ones that wanted to see this, I hope it went good. I'm going to be coming live with Cricut more often, just to show you guys how to make things. So, you know, if you guys have any questions, I will try to answer them the best I can. I am not the Cricut guru or anything. I don't know a lot about it. I've only been using it now for about a year, and I just do pretty much the basic, but I will learn if you guys want me to. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for viewing. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next video tomorrow, 10:30. Can't remember what I'm making. Have no clue. Don't know. I have to look at my schedule. Alright, we'll see you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.